It sucks a lot.
What, knocking your friends?
Well, no, that's part of it's
They're in my room. Okay. They're in my closet. I don't have a closet, so a tree branch and just like kills holes in the room and things like that. That's what I was like. I will try them on. What's your look today?
I'm just curious to see if they get to work for you.
Oh, it will. I'll try those up tonight.
Yeah, there you go. So you don't have to waste your time talking.
I know, I'm just, some people like to
Exciting.
and then walk the
So I gotta get tailoring.
Tested 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2. Tested 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Are they interchangeable?
1 2 1 2 1 2.
That black
Testing 1 2.
kind of like shiny. That's all I have over.
I don't even have that. I would love that.
Oh, okay.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh, that's better. My happiness depends on my mic sounding right. That's the key. That's the key to happiness is technology going the way I want it to go. Take good luck with that. Thanks for coming today.
And now they fix the seats. Good.
Everybody that's online, I want to thank you for watching also. I'd like to invite you right now to ask yourself, why did I come? Why did you come?
So I want to wake up.
Yeah, why did you come?
I want to hear the truth with my friends.
Okay.
I want to get out of my head and into something good. Amen.
I'm gonna put that on my mirror. I want to get out of my head and into something good. Yeah. That sounds like a good one, don't it? Because if you don't have any idea why you came, then none of this is going to really mean anything unless you give it a go. Unless you give it a go. I'm here because I'm tired of this world.
I'm with you.
Amen.
I am so tired of the fear and the insanity and the attack and the separation and the guilt. Are you tired of it?
Yes.
I mean, am I the only one?
No.
Okay, then we have to stop.
And realize
And we have to stop.
yeah,
We have to stop.
right.
This New Age metaphysical stuff
Right.
says that our thoughts create our reality. That everything that I'm experiencing is coming from my own consciousness and from my own mind. Everything that you're experiencing is coming from your own mind, your own consciousness. Everything that you're experiencing in your life is coming from your own consciousness, your own thinking, your own mind. Everything that's happening to you is coming from your own mind, your own thinking. Everything that you experience is coming from your own thinking. It's not coming from anything outside yourself. today, since it's the beginning of the year, I'm going to do a lesson from the Course in Miracles called I Am Entitled to Miracles. Lesson 77, I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. If you're here for the first time, the only guidelines to the Course in Miracles is that you need not believe it or accept it or welcome it. Some of the things I say may be hard to believe, some of the things may be startling. But if you use the ideas, you'll see that the ideas work. And I call myself Earl Purdy. That's the name I'm using. My friends call me Raj. That's two, the Course in Miracles said that's 2 times removed from reality. First of all, I'm not this body, and then I'm not this body named Earl Purdy. So just by calling your name, I'm 2 steps away from what's true. Because you are a spiritual being, and you're inhabiting temporarily a physical body. So you might want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's temporary.
Temporary.
Temporary. Temporary. Temporary. Temporary. Temporary. So take a breath, please. Your mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. Your mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. My 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 mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. The mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. 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 Your 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 mind is preoccupied with gone thoughts. Your mind is preoccupied with gone thoughts. My mind is preoccupied with gone thoughts. My mind is preoccupied with gone thoughts. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my past. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my future. My mind is preoccupied with thoughts of my past. Your mind is preoccupied with thoughts of your future. Your mind is preoccupied with thoughts of your past. It says in lesson 8 in the workbook, he says that the purpose of the exercise is just to begin to train your mind. To recognize. When it's not thinking. The purpose of the exercise is to train your mind so that you can recognize when you're not thinking. The purpose of that exercise was to train our mind so that we will recognize when we're not thinking at all. Then it says, while thoughtless ideas preoccupy your mind, the truth is blocked while thoughtless ideas are preoccupying your mind. So you need to recognize that when your mind is picturing the past, or when your mind is anticipating the future, when your mind is picturing the past, and when your mind is anticipating the future, when your mind is picturing what's over, and your mind is trying to anticipate the not yet, when you're trying to anticipate the not yet, and when you're thinking about what's over, when you're picturing the past and when you're anticipating the future, the mind is actually blank. So that's what it means when it says that you need to recognize when you're not thinking at all. Because when you're thinking about something that's gone and you're thinking about something that's not yet, your mind is blank. You're not actually thinking about anything that exists.
Interesting.
And so it says the mind is blank when it's doing this. So it means when you're thinking about the past or anticipating the future, according to the Course in Miracles, your mind isn't thinking about anything. So it's basically saying that most people are walking around with a blank mind.
Amen to that.
That if you are thinking about the past all the time and you're thinking about the future all the time, you're not thinking. But we just heard that it's our thought that creates. So if my thought creates and I'm not thinking, then it makes sense to me why I haven't created anything. You're never being created when you're thinking about the past, and you're never being created when you're thinking about the future, because when you're thinking about the past and future, you're not thinking, and your thoughts create your reality. So you need to start thinking for the first time. You're just about to think. Who can tell me what I just said?
Thinking is,
Okay.
so thinking is really only happening when I'm in this present moment.
Right.
Only in this present moment. Anything else, I'm thinking about nothing. So when someone asks what I'm thinking and I say nothing, I'm telling the truth.
Right. When you're absolutely telling the truth. Because, and according to this, most people aren't thinking.
Right.
Most people aren't thinking. It's not the question period yet. It's coming. Okay. Because I don't want to interrupt the train of thought with analyzing it. Okay. But I will give us our analyzation time. Okay. I just don't want to do it now. Oh, hold up. Let me get through some stuff. Then I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna give you a chance.
You didn't ask the question.
It looked like I did. Okay, now ask me what it was you want to ask me, bro.
When you say, if we're thinking about the past, or we're thinking about the future,
Yeah.
we're not thinking. So what was coming to me was like any form of thinking. I mean, for me, it seems to be like past or future. That if, like, when I'm doing something creative, I'm not even thinking. I'm just like in a zone. So thinking. I mean, is there any such thing as thinking in the present?
So you're analyzing it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not going to analyze it.
Okay.
Okay. What you want to hear is, according to A Course in Miracles, when you're thinking about what's over, and when you're thinking about what's not yet, don't make it deep now. You can obviously see you're not thinking about anything that's real and exists. You don't have to take it any further than that. Who can't see that? Right. If I'm thinking about what happened yesterday, is what's happening yesterday happening right now? Yeah. No. And if I'm thinking about what I'm going to do this afternoon, is that happening right now?
Can I pick this up? Will you put this under?
No, that's all it's saying. At that time, your mind is blank because you're not thinking about anything that's now. Now, the ego is going to want to analyze, like you said, what does thinking mean? And what all that, that's just an attempt to not hear what was just said. So, the Course in Miracles says it will make you mad. Okay, it will irritate you. It will bug you. Okay, but I didn't write it, so I don't care how you feel about it. Okay, so I personally don't care how you're reacting to what I'm saying that the book is saying. Because I don't want to care about my reaction to what the book is saying. It's just that no matter what your reaction to the ideas may be, it says use them. It didn't say understand them. It said use them, right? So going into 2017, I might end up with two people sitting in front of me because I'm going to be so hardcore, you're going to hate me and you're going to love me more. Okay, I'm going to be merciless to our ego, but with love. So I'm going to irritate some people because the Course in Miracles teaches that our egos hate to be confronted directly. Our ego hates to be told exactly the truth about it. So I want to learn how to have my ego pegged without me letting it throw me off kilter. I want to be able to hear, I want to be able to speak my truth regardless of how anybody's going to react to it. So that I can be authentic with the people in my life this year.
Me too.
So the first step to the way to vision, which is seeing things in such a way that you feel totally fulfilled. Would you like to see things in such a way that you feel totally fulfilled? Okay, the way that you see things, the first step towards seeing things in a way that you feel totally fulfilled is you recognize that your mind is blank every time you're preoccupied with the past or future. That's the first step to beginning to have the vision that the Course in Miracles is promising us. The vision of complete peace and the vision of complete love. The Course of Love, I've started to do a streaming class on Thursday night just online. It's called The Course of Love. You might want to check it out on Thursdays, 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.
Great stuff.
And it's so powerful because it's also telling us that He says, the reason why we don't want to listen to wisdom that comes from something other than us, it says the reason why we challenge people when they're trying to give us another way of looking at things is not because you're trying to make sure what the person is saying is credible. It said the reason why we challenge every bit of wisdom that we get from any wisdom text is because we think we can come up with a better way. And we want to come up with a better way that we think of so that when we accomplish our goal, we can have the pride of feeling like we did it. So it told me that I want to believe I'm the one that's doing the great accomplishment, so I want to follow the plan that I've made up so that when I'm successful, I can say, I did it. So much so that if I get a plan and wisdom that works better than what I have come up with, it says, then I will doubt it and not want to use it because I really want to come up with a better way that I said I could do on my own. Because I want to have the pride of saying, I did this. I went, wow, that's deep. That's really deep. And you know what? I'm going to agree. I've learned that I always end up agreeing with what the truth says anyway, so now I'm just going to go ahead and do it early. Because I'm going to end up going, the truth is right and I'm not saying it right.
That's right.
In the end, I'm going to say God's right. I'm going to say Spirit is right. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it now, even if I don't always agree or understand. So I was asking Spirit, well, what should I talk about today? And it said, well, you're going to talk about how everybody is entitled to miracles.
I don't know what happened.
I don't want to be talking to strangers. To look into the eyes of the people I love and know. And so it says, first I'm going to talk about how people are entitled to miracles, and then it says, then we're going to go from there, we're going to talk about how you let miracles replace all your grievances. So first let's get ready for the miracle. Are you with it?
Yes.
Okay. The first thing you tell yourself is I'm entitled to miracles.
That's great.
A miracle, though, is not what you think a miracle is. A miracle, yes, it does represent laws that transcend time and space as we know it. But the Course in Miracles says that a miracle is a correct perception. It says that if we have a correct perception, it's a miracle. It's called the Course in Miracles because it says if we see things correctly and lovingly, it's a freaking miracle. So it calls it a Course in Miracles. It's a miracle if y'all see right. It's a miracle. It says, it's really kind of funny. It's like, it's a miracle if you see correctly. And he says, I'm entitled to miracles. I'm entitled to correct perceptions. I'm entitled to love. Right. Then it says, you're entitled to love for one reason, because of what you are. You deserve nothing but love because you exist. So I'm trying to weed the people out of my life that I need to do stuff for their love. That's what I'm working on right now. Letting them all go. The next person tell me I got to change in order for them to be happy, they're gone. Poof, poof. Because I know they don't love me. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken and you don't need to be fixed.
That's right.
Then he says, you will receive miracles because of what your Creator is. So you're going to receive miracles because of what your Creator is. You're going to receive love just because of what created you. Love. So you're going to receive love because you were created by love. So let's use another word other than love. I don't like the word love. The word love is just too loaded. It's got too much stuff. It's just too much. Soon, nobody gets excited about the word love. No, there wasn't a bit of excitement in the room behind the word love. Did nobody jump up and down? I'm looking at you. I didn't see no big smiles break out on nobody's face when I said you deserve love. Because we know what we've experienced in the name of love all our lives. So use the word freedom. Love is freedom. You're entitled to freedom. You're entitled to freedom because you're free. You will receive freedom because of what freedom is. How simple is salvation? How simple is your peace, the Court says. It's just a statement of your true identity. And so today we're going to celebrate that you're free. Today we're going to celebrate that I didn't say you knew you were free. I didn't say you knew you were free. I said you were free.
Right.
Okay? So today we're going to celebrate that we only deserve love, which means we only deserve freedom, which means we only deserve abundance, which means we only deserve joy, which means we only deserve peace, which means we only deserve health, which means we only deserve happiness. Okay? We're going to celebrate that today. And then it says, your claim to miracles doesn't lie in your illusions about yourself. What does that mean? Well, it means your claim to love and your claim to happiness doesn't depend on any magical powers you have ascribed to yourself. Your happiness doesn't depend on the magical powers you have ascribed to yourself. And then it says, in other words, your miracles do not depend on any of the rituals that you've come up with. You don't need any of the rituals that you are doing. None of the rituals that you are doing are necessary in order to receive love and happiness and everything you want. Freedom. None of your rituals are necessary, according to the Course in Miracles. None of your rituals that you made up and I've made up are necessary. Who can name a ritual?
Prayer.
Yeah, it could be anything that you're calling your ritual. But it's okay that you're doing it, but the Course in Miracles says you don't need it to receive the love of God. You're going to receive it even if you don't do your meditation. You're going to receive it even if you call me every curse word you could think of. See, we still are caught on conditional love. We're used to love that can be withdrawn if you don't act right. So when I tell you that you can say the most horrible things about me possible, and you're still going to be loved, then that's usually something beyond our experience of being loved no matter what we've done. So the Course then goes on to say, it's inherent in the truth of what you are. It's implicit in what your Creator is. It was ensured in your creation. It's guaranteed by the laws of God. What's guaranteed by the laws of God? That you are entitled to love. You are entitled to freedom. You are entitled to joy. You are entitled to happiness. You are entitled to relationship that is fulfilling. You are entitled to it.
That's right.
The laws of God guarantee it. So today we're going to claim the miracles that are our right because they belong to us. So today I'm going to claim my miracles. And it goes on to say, you have been promised full release from the world you made. You've been promised that I'm going to release you from the world you've made. I love you so much, I'm going to release you from the perceptions that you've made. And not only that, you have also been assured that the kingdom of God, the love is within you and it can never be lost. You can never lose the love of someone who really loves you. You can never lose the love of someone who really loves you.
Right.
You can never lose the love of someone who really loves you. You can never lose the love of someone who really loves you. There's no such thing, I used to be in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such animal as I used to be in love with them. I used to like them a lot. You can used to like me, but you can't used to be in love with me. This is just, now I realize that the Course in Miracles is just saying, let me give you another point of view. Let me tell you something that's really going on. You don't have to necessarily believe it or understand it, but it doesn't change it from being something that maybe you should take into consideration, which is there's a love that's so good that is beyond anything we can think of. So unless we are told about it, it's usually beyond our conceptions of what's possible. So we're being asked to open our mind into the idea that you deserve everything that will make you happy just because you exist. You deserve everything that makes you happy because you exist. Because what created you loves you no matter what you think or do.
Wow.
So I'm not going to believe it until I can allow it to be replicated in my physical life.
Can you say that?
I'm not going to really believe it until I allow myself to experience it in my own life. Because it's experiences that lead to beliefs just as much as beliefs lead to experiences. So until I have the experience of it, I don't believe it.
Right.
So what this book is telling me is how to have the experience of it. Well, how do I have the experience of it? First thing I have to do is tell myself the truth. Okay? Even if I don't believe it. Okay, so what's the truth that I need to tell myself even if I don't believe it? Love can never be lost. And I have experienced relationships in my life where it looked like the love was lost.
Yeah, me too.
Now I'm gratified to know it never was love.
Yeah, right,
That's why I lost it.
that's right.
That's why I lost it.
Because it's unreal.
It was unreal from the very beginning. The universe is set up so that you can only receive love. So as soon as you enter a relationship that's not based on love, it's going to end. You can count on it.
Great.
The universe is not going to allow you to be in a relationship that's not giving you the love that you deserve. And even if you try to put yourself in one, it won't last. So if it looks like you've had a lot of relationships that were full of a lot of love that didn't last, you just tried to give yourself a lot of unreal relationships. You'd like to give yourself a lot of unreal relationships. And what created you loves you so much, it won't allow what doesn't make you happy to last.
Thank God.
Some of y'all are hearing that correctly. Some of you all are not. And how do I know the relationship wasn't love? Because I experienced a lot of pain in it. That's the other clue that you're giving yourself something that's not real. It doesn't last and it hurts. And it hurts while it lasts.
Right.
Broken in two by periods in which the hurt seems to be gone. I'm going to tell you something. I don't have enough moments of joy to justify the levels of pain I used to give myself in relationship. I'm sorry. That little movie that we enjoyed does not justify hours and hours of misperception and not understanding each other and not feeling good about each other. I'm sorry. I don't care how good the sex was. You know, that 5 minutes or so was really great. But it's all about quality. It's all about quality. Y'all forgot that, didn't you? That's right. This is a quality 5 minutes. What you talking about? I'm going to act like you all are my friends. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm not like a freaking teacher that's got to act a certain way because I'm sitting in front of the class.
Was that like 5 continuous minutes?
It was, hey, no, it was a minute there, a minute there, a minute there, a minute there. It was a miracle. All right. So don't get depressed if I say stuff like, you know, you realize that some relationships that you had were not really love, even though you're convinced that you had love. It's like we won't learn what love is until we know what it's not.
Yep.
And the reason why we go through so much pain is we're doing what love is not.
Yeah.
So it's just like somebody's telling you what's hurting you, but you don't realize that's what's hurting you.
Right.
And so you don't like it when you hear it because you want to believe it's something else. So the Course in Miracles isn't like that. It says you deserve only love, and you deserve only love because you exist and you were created. You were created by something that loves you unconditionally. And then it goes on to say to us that, and you're not happy right now, so I'm going to offer you full release from the world you made. And so I want you to understand that you can never lose something that's real. Real love can never be lost. So all we're going to do today is ask for what really belongs to us.
That's right.
This is a day we're supposed to just ask for what really belongs to us. And so how do you do that? Well, you make sure that you're never content with less than what you deserve. Why do you know that you're already doing that? That you already are discontent?
Because I'm feeling something less than pain.
And if you feel
Or less than peace.
well, if you feel anything less than peace, if you're feeling anything less than peace in any area of your life right now, what you are experiencing is you not willing to be content with less than what you deserve.
That's right.
I'll say that again. If you're unhappy, if you're discontented, that is part of the plan. Because you need to make sure you stay discontented until you really are experiencing what makes you happy. So it's a good thing that you're not satisfied with what you're not satisfied with.
Don't get comfortable in
It's okay that you're not satisfied with what you're not satisfied with, because you need to make sure you stay discontent until you receive what you really deserve instead of the substitutes you've been giving yourself all your life. Okay, you with me on that one?
Hallelujah.
Okay, so your discontent is because you know you deserve better than what you're giving yourself. Discontent is you knowing you deserve better than what you are letting yourself have.
No.
That's why you're so dissatisfied, because you know you deserve better than what you are giving you. Any questions, any comments about anything that
But
I've
I
covered so far?
created what I'm giving me. And if I want something different,
What?
that's it.
If you want something different, what?
Well, I've got to have different thoughts.
And so that means you got to stop thinking about the past.
Oh.
You got to stop thinking about the future. And you got to say, oh my God, my mind is so friggin' blank all day. If you were to come on the end of the day and go, boy, I've had a blank day, you'd be further along on the spiritual path than coming home all day, coming home thinking about what people did to you at work today, and wondering about what's going to happen at work tomorrow. That's not opening the path to vision. What's opening the path to vision is to recognize your mind is blank when you're thinking about the past or future.
I'm curious, you had said none of the rituals are needed, right? No rituals are needed here. So I want another understanding of what rituals are, because what I've been doing is like what we were talking about last week from the new beginning, and waking up every day and I'm like, I don't want to make any decisions alone by myself. Only God's plan for my salvation will work. Like this is like only God's plan for my happiness will work. And from my understanding, like that sounds very ritualistic.
No, that's just you telling yourself the truth.
So that's not a ritual?
No, it needs to be.
So what's a ritual then?
A ritual is simply something, some form that you set up based on, this is my definition.
Okay.
Okay, this is coming through me right now.
Okay.
There are other ways to look at this. Okay, are we clear?
Yeah.
I know y'all gonna go, but there's another way to look at this. That's what we do. All right. But a ritual is a routine that you set up to remind you and make yourself aware of something that you want to be made aware of or remember. And so it did not say don't do rituals.
Okay.
It did not say there's anything wrong with rituals.
Okay.
It did not say there was nothing helpful about a ritual. It said you don't need a ritual. You will reach a level of consciousness where you won't need the thing you said. You won't need the ritual to get to the place that you were trying to get to, because you'll be there. You know, I don't need training wheels on a bicycle after I've learned how to ride one.
Okay.
But I definitely needed the training wheels at first. So it's letting us know that you actually don't need the ritual. Because if I'm trying to do a ritual that would allow me to receive love and abundance and everything I want, but the truth is it's being given to me freely, then there's really no need for me to do all that, because it's really being given to me freely anyway, but I just don't recognize it because I'm preoccupied with the past and preoccupied with the future. That's what's jamming me up, is that I'm still preoccupied with the past and I'm still preoccupied with the future, but this is trying to get us to understand that even though you don't believe it, even though it doesn't excite you, even though you think you need to work harder, even though you might walk out of this door and come up with a million other things you need to do to try to achieve the same thing that I'm talking about, Because we need to accomplish it ourselves so that we can have pride in what we do and think we badass. Okay? So you might need to do it, or you may feel like punishing yourself endlessly by keeping yourself miserable all the time is going to eventually make you happy. So some people think they're going to miserable themselves into joy. So they got to be miserable all day, every day about something all the time, every minute, because one day they're just going to be happy. Okay, that's all preoccupation with the past or the present. What this lesson is trying to do is to make us aware you don't have to do a damn thing to be loved. Get that, Earl? You don't have to earn anyone's love.
Right. Or else it's not real love.
Or else it's not real love. Now, I haven't seen it. I don't always know it. But I'm not going to let the truth not tell me something just because I don't see it and I don't believe it. So therefore, don't tell me this because I don't see it or believe it. The truth is, you don't have to do none of the stuff you're doing to be loved. There's nothing you're doing that you have to do to be loved by someone who loves you. Not even you.
That's right.
Stop looking for people who have scripts for you to act out for you to feel loved. It's not necessary. Love loves you because you exist, because you are loved and you are lovable and you are beautiful and you do deserve to be appreciated just as you are. Stop acting like you need to earn somebody's love. You're only trying to earn the love of somebody who doesn't really love you. That's why you want them. That's why you're attracted to them.
Well, it could be a member of your family.
Yes. Or anybody. But don't forget the point. Don't forget the point. The point is you don't have to earn love. And where love really is, you receive it just because of what you are. And that's the way it is. Don't worry about the rest of that stuff. Just remember that if I love you, I don't have a script for you to act out for me to keep loving you. I'm not going to say I love you as long as you don't do blank.
Right.
I love you as long as you don't do blank. Then the man's going to come up with, well, suppose you kill somebody, suppose you hit somebody upside the head with a hammer. You got a problem if that's where your mind went. First, I want you to know you got serious issues and that's right where your mind went about whether you hit somebody upside the head with a hammer. They kind of tell you about yourself right there. Okay. That's the extreme that you'll go to not to hear that you'll love no matter what. That's how much you don't love yourself. You come up with the most extreme examples to justify you receiving unconditional love not being true.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's sad, isn't it? Yeah, we're being told you can be loved unconditionally, and then you'll come up with an extreme example as to why that couldn't be true. Then you meet people who don't love you, and you go, wow, Lord, is that happening? It's happening because you're asking for it. The anguish I have felt over relationships with women who didn't really love me is ridiculous. I've had breakups that it took me months to get over.
Right.
And don't look at me like you haven't gone through that. You know you jokers have gone through that. Now, what really? What you mean? I don't know nothing about that. I've never had that happen. I should have been celebrating. I should have been celebrating this. For whatever reason, we had learned as much as we could from each other at the time. And it was time for us to move on. Doesn't it mean that was quality, that was beautiful, it was helpful, it had played out.
That's right.
That's all. No harm, no foul. It had played out. And if we had stayed together longer, it would have just gotten more and more painful. It would have just gotten more and more painful. It would have just gotten more and more painful. It would have just gotten more and more painful. If you're in a relationship and it's just getting more and more and more and more painful, you're moving further and further and further away from the expression of love. So the longer you stay in it, the longer you're keeping yourself separate from love. And I say stay in it, I mean stay in the perception that you all are having that's producing the pain.
Yeah.
When I say stay in it, I'm talking about the perception that you all are having that's producing the pain. Getting out of it means getting out of the perception of it. That may or may not include getting away physically from each other. Yes, darling.
So the section so far that has just resonated across the board online has been that section that you just went over of, however, we will also make sure that we will not content ourselves with less. And one of the elements that's going on Facebook and came to me was that we have become so inoculated to pain. You know, our allowance and our acceptance of pain has come so high that we don't even see it. So part of coming to this truth is first allowing ourselves to feel the pain, to see that it's actually there.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
But if we would tell, and if we would tell ourselves the
Because we say
truth,
this is the acceptable level of pain.
right? Well, the ego, the part of me that wants me to stay afraid and unhappy and in pain, because it doesn't think I deserve love, it has to do a very delicate balancing act. It has to give me just enough pain to keep me in the illusion that I'm going through of being separate from happiness. But not so much that I'll actually freaking do something about it. So most people are unhappy, but they don't do anything about it. That's the balance. If you got your ego doing the perfect balancing act for you, your life is like, But you're not really doing anything about it, though. It's not the most exciting existence you can have, but it's also not the most miserable existence you can have. So you have the perfect balance of
Yeah, exactly.
and your life is So your ego is not going to give you so much pain. You go, I deserve better than this, and I'm going to do what is necessary to have better than this. That's why most people don't change until they're in excruciating pain.
That's right.
Not that they have to be, but they've been doing the balancing act. So it's not that uncomfortable, even though it's not that exciting. So I just kind of stay in this little gray, little milquetoast area of life. And I am asking for the mighty companion out there and the mighty companions who have said, I have reached my limit and I really am ready for another way. Right, that's right. And so what we're going to do, what are we going to do? The first thing he says you need to recognize is that it's okay for you not to feel content, because it's okay for you not to feel content. It's okay for you not to feel content. It just means you deserve more than you're giving yourself, and you know it.
That's right.
That's all discontent means. You're in a relationship that you know you deserve better than that. You're in a job, you know you deserve better than that. You're in a situation, you know you deserve better than that, so you're discontent. But the ego, the part of us that doesn't know the truth, tells us, I'm discontent, but here's the thing that jams us up completely. It goes like this. I'm discontent, but you need to change in order for me to be content. I'll say it again. I'm unhappy, but you need to change in some way to make me happy. I am discontent and my happiness comes from me is the way out. I am discontent and you need to be different is the way to stay in it.
My experience though is that, like, unfortunately, I believe that that's all I deserve. Like the crap that I mean, that's what I believe I deserve. And that's where, like, I just gotta ask for another way to look at it.
Which you've been getting for the last hour. Right? So then the issue is, will you remember what you've heard?
Will I accept?
Will you hear it?
Yeah.
I think it's a trick to try to jump to acceptance when I haven't even heard what it is I'm supposed to be accepting.
You gotta acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's like we be honest. How often do your mind go to, my mind is blank right now because I'm thinking of the past and the future? You haven't said that all day. You haven't even said that 5 times. And then the mind goes, well, it's not enough for me to hear it. I need to accept it. And the truth says, you haven't heard it.
Yeah.
You're trying to jump to acceptance, but you haven't even heard what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying? That's deep. Yeah, you haven't heard what I'm saying. What do you mean? Well, you haven't heard the fact that you promised full release from the world that you made. You haven't really heard that the kingdom of God is inside of you and you can never lose it. You haven't really heard that yet. You haven't really heard that you're not asking for more than what really belongs to you. You haven't really heard that all your discontentment is just you not jipping yourself.
Yeah.
That's you refusing to jip yourself. Because you know you deserve better than what you're giving yourself. Then it says, well, how do you get there? Then it says, well, the first thing you do is you tell yourself with confidence you are entitled to miracles. Okay, so those of you who want to say this with me as I go through it and do it with me, by all means, let's do it. So it says, right now, say confidently, act like you're confident, Earl. Say it with confidence. I am entitled to miracles.
I am entitled to miracles.
Look at somebody around you and say, you are entitled to miracles.
You are entitled to miracles.
Which is the same as saying, you are entitled to love, to freedom, to joy, to oneness, to abundance, to God, to truth.
You are entitled to miracles.
Now the next thing you do is you close your eyes and then you remind yourself of this. Say, I am asking only for what is rightfully mine. I am asking for only what is rightfully mine. What? I am asking only for what is rightfully mine. And then what we're going to do, even without looking at anybody, I'm going to also say you, so that we can hear it being said to us from our brothers and sisters as well. So let's say you. You are asking. You just said it, right? Notice that part of mine went, I don't even know what I just said. I just said that as loud as I could, but I couldn't remember it, right? That's deep. So you say, you are asking for only what is rightfully yours. See, I'm cheating. I got the book in front of me. I had the same problem y'all had, but I had the book in front of me, so I have to come off like I remember.
You are only asking for what is
okay, I am entitled to miracles. I'm asking only for what's rightfully mine. I'm asking only for it's rightfully mine. Then it says, remind yourself also that miracles are never taken from one and given to another.
That's right. Amen.
Okay, miracles never taken from one and given to another. Yeah. Love is never taken from one and given to another. I've had people tell me in my love life that if I give love to somebody else beside them, it's like I'm taking love from them and giving it to somebody else. Like love is like an apple pie or something. Like you can take a slice and give it to somebody else and then it's gone. Love is not like a slice of apple pie. I can love you without taking any love away from you and any love away from you and any love away from you and any love away from you.
Right.
So love is never taken from one. I didn't take my love from her and then give my love to you. That's not true. It's impossible. That's not love. Nobody can take my love. If you love me, nobody can take that love away. They can only appear to take it away if you never loved me in the first place, or you stopped loving me in your perception. Okay? Okay? Nobody, just because somebody likes somebody else, is not taking any liking away from you. Okay? Now, then it goes on to say, remind yourself that, I love this. It says, and that also remind yourself that in asking for your rights, you're upholding the rights of everybody. So if I want to uphold your right to love, if I want to uphold your right to miracles, then I have to ask for the miracles that I deserve, because in asking for the miracles and love that I deserve, I'm actually upholding your rights to miracles. So by letting myself have joy and abundance and happiness, I'm actually upholding your right to have joy, abundance, and happiness. So if you really want to help your brothers and sisters out, then claim miracles for yourself. Claim love for yourself. And start to move away from the point of view and the perception that you're around people who are always asking you to change in order for them to be happy, as if something's wrong with you. It's different if you feel like you want to grow in a certain way or you want to let go of some blocks on your own. But that's not the same as somebody else telling you that you need to change into what they want you to be in order for them to be satisfied. That's two different things. So you may find that that's something that you're doing yourself. That you're unhappy right now because there's somebody or some situation in your life that you want this person to treat you differently than the way that they're treating you in order for you to be happy. And that's you doing the same thing, but now you're doing it to them. Yeah.
So I'm really in that with like a couple people.
That's right.
Well, how do I just let them go? How do I just say no to them anymore because I don't want to feel like I want them to change, but I don't really love the way that we're interacting.
And you be as honest as you can. You say to them just what you just said to me. You just be honest with them.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to let go of my desire to try to control you in any kind of way, but this is the new way for me to be, and this is what I'm telling myself about how I think you need to be for me to be happy. That boom, bingo. What you do is you just tell the truth. You know, because we're so afraid of how people are going to react to us, and we do it. But the truth is, if you're sincere and authentic, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a good outcome. Or even if you don't, it won't matter to you because you have the satisfaction of being authentic and being honest. Yeah. And that'll be the reward in itself. The fact that you've actually said the truth about how you really feel.
Yeah.
The truth keeps saying over and over again, you'll never be free as long as you care about what other people think. You'll never be free as long as you care about what other people think. Yeah. You'll never be free as long as you care about other people's reactions to what you have to say from your heart. Mm-hmm. You'll never be free as long as you're concerned about how other people are going to react to what you're saying from your heart. Mm-hmm. And that's a biggie for me. That's a biggie for me. You know, I did my class online last Thursday night. It was the first time I did a class that was live streaming ever where it was just me and the camera. Mm-hmm. It was infinitely easier than doing the class in front of people. It's no comparison. Because I'm completely unaffected by how anybody's reacting to what I'm saying. See, when I sit up there looking at y'all, I see every kind of look on the face you could imagine. Some of it make me want to commit teacher suicide. And some of it makes me want to go, my God, it's awesome. Because you're not aware of how you look when you're looking up at me. Or if I say something that you don't like, the expression that comes across, or just being out of it, or just being asleep, or just being awake. I'm looking at everything. So I'm watching everybody's reaction. As a human being, I'm tempted to change my response because I'm watching how you're reacting to me. Mm-hmm. Or my ego would be tempted to create expectations about how you should respond. Mm-hmm. That's another big one. You know, it's like when you're up here doing stuff like this, it's already nerve-wracking enough. You try standing in front of people talking. So therefore, it means a lot when you feel like people are totally, completely enthusiastic about what it is you're hearing and what you're saying. That's the temptation. And if you don't watch it, you get caught up in that, the reactions that you're getting. And as a teacher, you want to pull back on the truth that you're being spiritually guided to share. Sure. But when I was at home, I wasn't looking at anything but me, because when I'm looking at the Facebook Live, it's like I'm looking at a selfie. So I can see what I look like. So it looks like it's me talking to me, and it looks like it's me telling me the truth of what I need to hear. And at the same time, I'm feeling this complete one-on-one relationship with everybody that's watching. I can literally feel the people that I'm talking to, and it feels like a very intimate experience. Mm-hmm. And then there's an entirely different kind of energy that is just as satisfying in another kind of way when you're dealing with people and you're together like we are in a physical way. So don't get me wrong. It's being here with you is a total and complete joy. But what I'm learning is how to be unaffected by your responses to what I'm saying, because I just want you to feel good.
Thank you.
See, I'm up here because I want you to feel good. I want you to feel loved. I want you to love what I'm saying. I want you to love what's coming through me to you. And I have to let that go.
Sure.
If I'm going to be a really effective messenger.
Yes.
I cannot care how you react to what I'm saying, but it's easier if I'm not looking at you.
Yeah.
So when I'm at home and I'm kicked back, I ain't looking at nobody. So a whole nother level comes through. But when I'm here, as you well know from watching it online, if you have, and being together, it's two different energies. And both of them have their advantage. Mm-hmm. Both of them have their advantage. So what I'm saying to you is, it's time for you to claim the miracles that are your right. It's time for you to not accept less than the love you know you deserve. It might mean you need to say no a lot of times for you to have a yes. Yeah. That maybe this year for you, it's about you saying no all year instead of yes all year. If you really want to be happy. Maybe it's time for you to go no. You say you love me, but you can't accept me. And that's not saying that I'm not willing to try to be more loving, or that there's not room for growth, or I wouldn't be willing to look at things another way. That's different from a person trying to act like your very essence of who you are is somehow wrong. That's an entirely different feeling. Because there's nothing you can want however you want it that there's not somebody else that wants it just that way too. if you're patient enough to let Spirit send it to you, and then be honest enough to say, if it isn't happening, you freaking don't want it. So stop acting like it's not happening the way you want it to happen. Say, it's happening the way I want it to happen. It's happening the way I want it to happen. It's happening the way I want it to happen. My relationships are happening the way I want them to happen, and now I'm going to choose something different. My financial situation is happening the way I want it to happen, and now I'm going to choose something different. My relationship with God is happening the way I want it to happen, and I'm going to choose something different. Stop acting like you're not creating everything that's happening to you every single moment of every single day. And you will have the miracle so fast, it will blow your mind.
Right.
Woo! Yeah. Now, if you're still deep into blame and projection, that will not be something that turns you on. Okay, so I get that everybody wouldn't be happy to hear that. If I'm convinced that the reason why I'm screwed up is my daddy, I don't want to hear it's not my daddy at my age. I'm sorry. You got to let your parents off the hook. You got to let your childhood off the hook. You got to let your past lovers off the hook. You got to let everybody off the hook. Let them off the hook. Because as soon as you let them off the hook, you're letting you off the hook. And so therefore the miracles that are your right can start to manifest in your life. The love that you deserve will then start to find its way to you. So it says right here, I love it, it said miracles do not obey the laws of this world. Yay! They follow from the laws of God. So anything is possible to that which created us. Anything is possible to God. Anything is possible to the universe. It may not seem like it's possible to you, but it's completely possible to what created you. So stop limiting what you receive by thinking that you can't receive anything you can't conceive of. Stop limiting what you receive by thinking things can't happen to you that you can't conceive of. Things can happen to you that are better than you can imagine. Things can happen to you that are better than you can imagine. Things can happen to you that are better than you can imagine. So people say, well, how do I get to the miracle? It's by doing what I'm doing. It's by telling myself the truth with energy and enthusiasm and sincerity. Notice that that's what I'm doing. Notice I haven't been analyzing this. That all I've been doing is trying to remember what it's saying.
Right.
Wow. God, I'm excited. Woo! Right? Your request is granted. You've asked for the salvation of the world, which means you've asked for the peace of the world. You've asked for your own peace. You have requested that you be given the means by which your miracles are accomplished. Universe, would you give us the way to accomplish our miracles? Universe, would you show us how to accomplish the miracles? You cannot fail to be assured in this. You're just asking for the will of God to be done. I ask for the will of God to be done. What is the will of God? God's will for me is perfect happiness. I ask for the will of God to be done. What's God's will for me? God's will for me is perfect happiness. I ask for the will of God to be done. What's God's will for me? God's will for me is perfect happiness. I ask for love's will to be done. What is love's will for me? Love's will for me is perfect happiness.
Fun happiness.
Okay? In doing this, you're not really asking for anything. In doing this, you do not really ask for anything. You're really just stating a fact. All you're doing is just stating a fact that can't be denied. The Holy Spirit can't but assure you that your request is granted. The love in you will tell you that your request is granted. The fear in you will tell you,
Yeah.
There's no room for what? Doubt and uncertainty.
Yeah.
You have accepted this. You only hearing it because there's some part of you that's accepted it. You wouldn't hear me saying this to you if you had not already thought of it, because you're only seeing the past. So you're only seeing what you already believe being said back to you. You already believe everything I'm telling you, or you wouldn't be hearing it, because I am physical. And by the time something becomes physical, that's the tail end of an idea.
Damn! Oh my God.
So you don't ever see anything until it's already happened. You wouldn't hear me saying this unless you already thought it.
That's so crazy.
I don't care what you tell some people, they still look depressed. Some people, I don't care what I say, they still look like they're one step away from jumping off the bridge. It don't make sense. Why? Because they're not listening to what I'm saying. They're listening to their thoughts about the past or their thoughts about the future.
It's a blank mind.
Right, they sit up there with a blank mind, so they're depressed. And that's what you're going to say to each other. Damn, you got a blank mind. Stop thinking about what happened to us in the past. Stop thinking about what happened to us last night. Stop thinking about what happened to us last week, baby. Let's be in the present moment. Let's love each other now. Let's forgive each other now. Let's be sane with each other now. Let's let go of what we went through last night, right now, end of argument. I got peace in my relationship. It is not hard. I just have to be willing to get off of having a blank mind.
That's right.
Then I can have peaceful relationships and loving relationships. Relationships aren't complicated. They don't have to be hard. They don't have to be difficult. Just stop choosing people that don't love you.
Yeah.
Or who don't want to. It's a one thing for me to say, I don't know how to love, you don't know how to love, let's learn how to love together. Let's learn how to love together. Let's learn how to love together. Let's learn how to care about each other together. Let's learn how to have joy and peace and fun together. We don't know how to do it, but we got a guidebook, let's do it together. But don't be getting with somebody you can't even make a suggestion like that with and they'll say, you're crazy. What the hell you doing with somebody telling you crazy when you say, let's focus on the truth together, let's focus on love together, let's focus on waking up together. I don't care how good the sex is, the money is, or whatever it is that's making you stick with them. You will not be content because you know you deserve better than that.
Yeah. That's right.
You deserve better than what you've been giving yourself. You do. Don't get mad at me for telling you that. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the person that's telling you you need to change. Don't get mad at me. I'm the one saying you deserve to be happy. I'm the one that gets the suspicion. Not the person that criticizes, but the person that says, you deserve to be happy. It's a cult. Where's the Kool-Aid? Where's the Kool-Aid? This is a Earl Purdy cult. What? He said I deserve to be happy, I'm free. I can't believe him. I'll never come back. But some person will say, you're a goddamn fool, I hate you. Baby, please, baby. Take. I have done it. I have done it. Have you done it?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you doing it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Some of y'all say yes. Some of y'all say no. You know some of y'all doing it right now. Waiting, looking, checking your phone every 10 minutes. See if they ain't called you. You're texting. You know why? Because that's where my happiness is located. Is in that person. That person has my specialness inside of them. So I got to get inside their body to get to that, to get to my specialness. Woo! Last paragraph.
I deserve better than what I'm giving myself.
I deserve better than what I'm giving myself. And that's not a put down. That's actually seeing yourself as valuable. Yeah. You deserve more money than you got in your bank account. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But what are you afraid of that the freedom that having that financial freedom would give you? What is it about the freedom of having abundance that you are afraid of so that you're keeping yourself in some form of lack for your own safety?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're running amok and you don't have no money, what you think gonna happen if you got some? What if you could bankroll your insanity? Right? That's a scary thought. Suppose you really, let's say you absolutely have a drug addiction, right? And you just got to have heroin. And all of a sudden you won the lottery. What would you do with that money? You would OD.
Wow, yeah.
Because you would take the newfound freedom that you got when you don't love yourself yet and use it to your detriment. So you're keeping yourself lacking in some area for your own protection.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow. So you broke for your own good. You ever had a relationship in 30 years for your own good?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody that's going to want me before I'm ready to give them and able to give them the kind of love that they deserve, unless they're coming to me both realizing we need to learn how to do it together. But don't come to me expecting me to be able to give it to you unconditionally already. I don't know how to do it. I just never found out what real love even is hearing about it. Oh, I venture to say I would still be married if I had been practicing the truth. That was a good person. Really a good person.
Yeah.
I didn't see it because I had the world's ideas of love.
Which is conditional.
So now I have to forgive myself for how I acted when I didn't know any better. And I need to forgive myself for how I'm acting and I know better. I just need to forgive myself. Period. Period. I'm going to be a happy learner. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to stop crucifying myself for the mistakes I make while I'm trying to learn how to love everybody more. The fact that I got that goal should be enough to make me be okay with myself about the mistakes I make. At least I'm trying to be a better person. But I'm not going to demand perfection of myself while I'm trying to learn to do it. And I'm no longer going to beat myself up just because I make some mistakes while I'm trying to learn how to be more loving towards you. And sometimes I'm going to forget, and I'm going to project, and I'm going to blame, and I'm going to see it as your fault. And then I'm going to forgive myself for doing that because that's the programming I gave myself in the past. End of story. I'm innocent. I'm going for loving you more now, even though I'm not good at it as I'd like to be yet. I'm going to give Earl a friggin' break.
Thank you. You give me the right to have a break.
And that's giving you the right to have a break.
Yeah.
And people who need you to take responsibility for them will absolutely lose interest in you. And they'll go torture someone new.
Take their pain elsewhere.
They'll go take their pain elsewhere. You know, but sometimes I would be so much into how a person looked, I didn't want them to go just because of how they looked. I know none of y'all know anything about that. Have you ever just fell in love with somebody that you thought instantly just because of how they looked? Just as soon as you saw them, you went, oh my God. Damn, I'm attracted to you. I know that could be a serial killer. They could have a box of Cheerios in their trunk right now. A really serial killer. Great nuts, Lucky Charms, all of them back there. Woo! I'm gonna let you out of here in a minute. I'm just hang in there. You have to go. But I got about 5 more minutes or so.
It took me a while to get that.
It took a while to get the serial killer, man. I know. The Course in Miracles said the only reason why we got in hell in the first place was that we remembered not to laugh. It says we don't laugh enough. We don't laugh enough. Sometimes people say, we complain when there's a lot of joy. It's like you need to be around some people that laugh.
That's right.
Yeah. You need to be around some people who can take a joke, who are not all uptight about everything you do. You know those people that you know that you have to be so careful about every little thing you say. When you're around them, you can't say this and you can't say that. And then they go, why don't you visit me? Because I want to be happy.
Why aren't we friends anymore?
Because I want to be happy. And I see that you like the way that you're being. You're making no effort to change that. I'm not going to try to change you because that would not be loving you. So I'm just going to choose out of this relationship.
Yes.
I'm going to let you be the way you feel like you need to be. And I'll be glad to see you. And I'll say hi. But I'm not going to seek you out.
Wow.
Yes. And I am not condemning you. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying you're a bad person. It's just your lifestyle is not compatible with my lifestyle. Your lifestyle is unending unhappiness about something all the time, no matter what. My lifestyle is, I know I have some issues and some blocks that I need to let go of, and I'm trying to learn every way I can to let those go as fast as I possibly can with other people who want to do the same thing. Yes. We got different lifestyles.
That's right.
Yes.
You're innocent, you just got a different lifestyle. And I've just seen just as beautiful of people on the sane side as I've seen on the insane side. Do you know that?
Amen.
You know, sane people have all the body parts that insane people have.
That's right.
I've never met a sane person that didn't have the same body part as an insane person. So if you like body parts, sane people have those too. And since it's coming from love, it'll be just the way you like it. What's really for you isn't going to come to you in a form that you don't like.
Yeah.
So that's built into the system. It's going to come, or else you wouldn't be liking it.
Yeah.
So it has to come in a form you like to be part of. I love it.
That's right.
All right. So I'm sorry, you can't lose.
Yay!
I'm sorry, you cannot. I don't care how hard you try. I'm going to figure out a way you're wrong, man. That's okay. Keep on trying.
So then they'll be hot.
Know what?
Then they'll be hot.
They'll be hot.
Yeah.
However you define hot, buddy. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just their clothes on fire. And hopefully that won't happen to your date. I don't want to put no negative vibe out there. I've seen somebody go down the street on fire. That's Chris' date. She's really hot. Oh, okay, last thing. Let me get out of here. I got my car running right out there now, so I can run out the door. And they can go on away. Okay, so what I'm going to do, then I'm going to do the punchline. But let's do the financial expression appreciation. Let's do the little break. I'd like to say to you, thank you. I really want you to hear it. Thank you for sharing with me. I teach full time in the world. This is what I do. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you sharing financially with me to allow me to continue this teaching ministry. God is the source, but we are the channels. God is the source, but we are the channels. So I want to tell those of you who love me so much that you like for me to eat, and you like for me to have a roof over my head, and you like me to be able to continue to teach here, that you realize I have the exact same needs you have. Some people resent me asking for financial.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. You get a little, you get your spiritual person, you ask him for some money. You know, it's like, I have to eat. I have to wear clothes.
Well,
I have to wear clothes most of the time. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I thank you, but I'm just like you. Just like you. And I love sharing this. And I've been doing it for 30 years this year. And so either I'm dedicated or the slowest learner that God ever created.
And we're so blessed to have you.
Who likes slow people?
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Patrick.
you're special.
I'm slow too.
Are you slow too? Hey, go to my website. earlpurdy.com. Those online who would like to share financial expression of appreciation. And I would love, especially going into the new year, I love those of you who would love to have a personal session with me so that I could take these 30 years that I've been working with this and bring it to your situation so that you can save yourself 30 years. There are no original problems, and there's not one single thing you can come to me with that I cannot share with you what the course teaches about how to handle that. And if you're open to my knowledge of astrology and numerology, which are also very sacred ways of receiving information from the universe, I'm also open to open-minded people who don't mind that. But you don't have to in order to have a session with me. But take advantage of all the things that I've learned. That you don't have a problem that there's not an answer to, and an answer you can receive right now. Now, will you choose to use it right now? I don't know. But one thing is cool. Don't beat yourself up until the time you use it. That don't beat yourself up because you're not using it. Because you're loved even if you're not.
Good.
No matter how we're feeling today, the sun still shines on us when we walk out of this door. It doesn't go, oh, I'm not going to shine on Earl because he has issues. So everybody else walking around just be a little shadow around me. You know, I'm like, hey, what's up? It's because I'm black. I know what it is. I'm black. The sun won't shine on me because I'm black.
Out of your head.
That's right. Okay, here we go. Oh, Lord, have mercy. 3 minutes. My African roots. Hey, the people out there with some funky heads. Tell yourself often today and this week, whenever a situation comes up, you're going to ask for a miracle this week. Whenever a situation arises in which miracles are called for, you're going to ask for a miracle this week. You're going to recognize when you're in a situation that you should ask for a miracle. You're going to recognize when you're in a situation that you need to ask for a miracle. And since you are not relying upon yourself for the miracle, you are entitled to receive it. What do you mean? I will give you a miracle as long as you don't rely on yourself for it. The universe says, I will give you a miracle as long as you don't rely upon yourself for it. I will give you love as long as you don't rely upon yourself for the love. I will give you abundance if you rely on me, your higher self, your greater self, God. As long as you're relying on you, you are not asking for the miracle. As long as you are relying on you, you're not really asking for the miracle. The miracle transcends time and space. The miracle doesn't act according to the laws that man obeys. Miracles can come to you in ways you could never expect. If you don't rely upon yourself for the miracle will come to you. If you don't rely upon yourself for the miracle will come to me. If I don't rely upon myself for the miracle will come to me. If I don't rely upon myself for the miracle will come to me and breathe. You are fully entitled to receive it whenever you ask. Woo! You are fully entitled to receive it whenever you ask. You are fully entitled to receive a miracle whenever you ask. You are fully entitled to receive a miracle whenever you ask. But don't be satisfied with less than the perfect answer. I tell you now, don't be satisfied with less than the perfect love. Don't be satisfied with less than the perfect love. Don't be satisfied with less than the perfect love, the perfect answer. I will not trade miracles for grievances. I will not trade miracles for grievances. I will not trade miracles for grievances. I want only what belongs to me. 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 Now God has established miracles as my right. God has established miracles as my right. God has established miracles as my right. God has established miracles as my, let's get a little louder. God has established miracles as my right. Love has established miracles as my right. Hear it now. Love has established miracles as my right. 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 Give it up, Mike. Hallelujah. Give it up to you. Give it up to you. Y'all awesome. Lord have mercy. Oh, yeah. Clothes are available. Run! Run!